Welcome, my friends. We have something special today. We are talking about becoming a new Town Hall 10, and we have Black Thunder on the line. Timmy Turner himself, if you're on Twitch a lot. But he is here with us, and this was his actually first hit as a Town Hall 10. So I want to kind of give him some thoughts about it, let him explain it, and just see kind of the beauty of it. Even though it was not a 3-star, it was still very nice as a fresh hit. So Black Thunder, welcome, and take it away.
Thanks for having me on the channel, Halo. So when I was planning the attack, my main goal was just to take out 2 air defenses, an air sweeper, and CC with the queen. So I just started at 3 o'clock at an entry, then created a funnel with the baby dragon just so I could clear out the cannon. Then heroes, king down to create the funnel for the bowlers, my queen. Then I just tried to rage on the bowlers to take out the air defense. Then I missed the inferno, so then I had to adapt for my usual plan, which was to start my Lalo on top if I didn't get the inferno. So now I had to start from the bottom. So I let my queen die off, and for the Lalo pathing, I do try to deploy my haste early, as Halo suggested. Then my first mistake was to the 6-7 o'clock on the Inferno towers. My loons weren't well pathed. So once I got to the Inferno, they just died out. Then I got nervous when attacking because it is my first attack, and I just was dropping haste all over the place. I wasn't sure.
We all do that.
How to attack.
Yeah, yeah, it was good.
But what I didn't realize was I ended up with 2 poisons at the end, which was a real shame, because if I just had that last haste to get my loons onto the Inferno, it would have done the trick. And I did try to distract the minion for the wizard tower, because I usually see the people put a loon on the wizard tower to preserve the incoming loons to take it down, but a minion wasn't enough. Then for cleanup, I was hoping the minions would pull a magic, but yeah, they failed me. So firstly, I wanted to clear the cannon on the top side at around 12 o'clock with the baby dragon, so that once I put my golem down with my heroes and my kill squad, none of my troops would be attracted to the cannon. So now the baby is down, clears the cannon. Then I didn't have enough troop space to put another baby dragon near the queen side at the air defense. So I put my king down, 2 whiz, to clear a funnel to make sure he goes down to the army camp. Then once my golem goes down, the expo targets it to preserve life for the king. Now the CC, I saw there was a dragon and loon, so I dropped my 2 poisons, being quite frightened. I was hoping to be a hound. So once my bowlers are going to get into the base, I rage them. They get the first air defense down. Now I get an expo and an air sweeper, which was my main goal. And I was also hoping to get another Inferno, the next Inferno tower, but that didn't work out for me. So then I just had to let my queen die out to then start my Lalo from 4 o'clock. So once I deploy the hound, 2 loons behind, and I haste them up so that they're not falling back. Now I also deploy my second hound behind the Inferno tower so that my loons don't backtrack and lose health. So once the Inferno goes down, heal to save the loons, then another hound, and also putting the hound in with the loons so that they don't backtrack even more. Now I do have the air sweeper pushing against them, which loses lots of time for my loons to get to the other Inferno, and I just run out of spells for the Inferno.
Yeah, it was honestly the deployment is really good. If you just had a final haste, you would have 3-starred it.
It's a shame. I'm still really proud of the attack, you know. did take a lot of planning, and I'm glad you were there to help. But it's just
it was very, very nicely done. I mean, the pathing was really, really nice. As far as your loon pathing, the only thing you did, you could have maybe cleared the 12 o'clock mortar, but even then it would have, I don't know, it could have helped out, but it was really that extra haste. And then, of course, guys, this was a fresh hit. He didn't have a scout on this, so he didn't know what was in the CC. So he was just kind of, going in, guns a-blazing. So as a fresh hit, not knowing where any traps are, where the Teslas are, what's in the clan castle, it definitely does make a difference. So I'm very impressed, considering this was your first hit as a Town Hall 10.
I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
Do you, as a Town Hall 9, I assume you'd been using a lot of Lava Loon before?
Yes. That was my main attack, was air at Town Hall 9.
Yeah, well, it definitely shows. And even, if you had a max golem as well, it would have kept your queen up alive longer. So it does make a difference not having to all the max troops or even max haste spells. That definitely does make a difference. Let's just watch your other attack. So now we are at another base. This is other hit. I actually want this base it's really cool as far as it looks like a good base, but in reality it really is not. And we're gonna get into why, because the pathing on this base is very, very simple. Yes, it's a type of ring type base, but you think, oh, it's kind of, the Infernos have those island Infernos. It's gonna be hard, but as we get into it, the pathing's way too easy. So let's push play at 3, 2, 1, play.
Go.
So I liked your entry on this. I mean, you're just coming in at 6 o'clock from the queen side. So you were saying that you're unaware, like when you put your loons down, you're not quite sure, or you don't think about where they might go next. Is that what you were saying earlier?
I have an understanding of where my loons will go after a couple seconds, because that's why I kind of plan for my spells. But let's say 30 seconds into the raids, after I've deployed all my loons, I'm not really aware of where they're going to go next, because I don't really have the skill set or have any idea of how to plan for the loons or know where they're going to be sooner or later. But if I knew where they would be, I could have taken out mortars, like you said, to help the pathing for the loons. But without the experience, I don't know what to do.
Sure, and I mean, when we get to that, I mean, everyone, heck, I make mistakes all the time. Everyone makes those mistakes, and you can't see everything all the time. But as slowly as you just play the game more, you start to see patterns. Especially with loons. I mean, loons are the hardest to use, and most people don't use them because they can't. But let's pause. Actually, hold on. Okay, let's pause it now.
Okay.
So at this point, I liked your. So you just put the haste down. So in my opinion, that's just not a valuable haste. I don't know if you'd planned to put that haste in your head beforehand. And the reason why I don't see it as much value, because it would have been better to put the haste over the cannon and bomb tower, because it would have linked up both sets of those loons. Sometimes you have an early haste if, say, you need to get into like a wizard tower or something, but on this particular one, it wasn't, the value was there, and you kind of need the haste at another location. However, your loon placement, you already got the good idea. So you see, guys, he's got 3 per each one. He's coming in at the bomb tower, and he's got 3 more at the wizard tower. You can tell the pathing here. Now look, the pathing is, so it goes from the wizard tower. They're gonna go to, your loons might split off from the wizard tower to the air defense, to the archer tower, to the cannon. But if you don't clear the bomb tower, which is about 10 o'clock, and the mortar, if for whatever reason the loons, if there's a Tesla pop nearby, some things can drag them off, they won't go to the Inferno tower. So that's something, that pathing just to ensure that your main core loons path to the Inferno, you need to pinch it, in essence. That's what I call it. You're pinching it. You're funneling it. So let's push play again. So things are going great at first. See that second haste you put down, that should have been your first haste.
Yeah. I just got worried with the first haste.
Yeah, see that sweeper, let's pause it. See, the sweeper pushed your loons back, and so those loons did not go from the Archer Tower to the Inferno. They actually went to the Archer Tower to, I think it was a cannon there. And then, because you didn't have the side funnel yet, they went to the mortar. So it was kind of unfortunate. I mean, it's hard to plan that. I mean, the sweeper ruined it, really.
Yeah.
But that's knowing, like, if you can, having that haste at the bomb tower would have put all those bunched up loons into the Inferno. Let's push play again. And then I see that you tried to save it with the haste, which was good thing. I mean, it was I get your thinking there. You're trying to like get those loons in there, but from then on out, they were just kind of doing a loop-de-loo.
I just had one loon go to the Inferno, and I tried to save them by putting more loons there.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah, just it was just a little unfortunate, but that's the beauty. Well, it's more the learning. I mean, those are the mistakes. That's why fails are really important, because now you're going to start to think, okay, I got a plan for my initial loons when I put them down. How am I going to get them to the Inferno Tower? You would have 3-starred it because you had so many haste left and that heal. If they hadn't done the loop-de-loo, this would have been a 3-starred base. I thought it was a really good hit, but again, this base design is really, really bad, and the reason I say that is because the pathing is just so easy. It really was an easy pathing. They just kind of almost naturally lead to the Inferno Towers or to all the defenses, if that makes sense. So, if you have a base like a Town Hall 10 base, like anyone out there listening, and and you have people hit it and people say it just seemed very easy to drop your loons and path it, then you need to rework it. Even though it might look anti-3-ish in essence. But man, those were 2 great hits. As your first 2 Town Hall 10 hits, I think you're on your way to 3. You're going to be like a 3-star king.
I hope to one day, but I think just the practice, and now that I've seen my mistakes on both my attacks, I'm more aware of my loon and my haste spells, not to waste those because they could be very valuable.
Yeah, spells are definitely everything in this game. It definitely certainly makes and breaks attacks. Yeah, I know. I mean, air's it's just super tough, and you just slowly get better as you go along. So, did you have any other thoughts you wanted to talk about, or things you wanted to say, or how have you gotten better? Maybe I'll ask you as a new, or what's your plans of trying to get better?
My plans are to, in war, I don't necessarily like to hit 9.5s because I don't really, to me, it's like hitting a Town Hall 9. And because I have my level 3 hounds, I feel like I'm more confident hitting bases with Infernos. And the sooner I can hit bases with Infernos, yes, I will make more mistakes and I'll probably be far away from 3 stars and most likely get 1 stars, but then I'll learn from those mistakes and then I could continuously improve. Like if I just keep trying on harder bases, then eventually I'll be able to hopefully master them one day.
Well, that sounds like good reasoning to me. Yeah.
What's your opinion on ground attacks? Because I see air is the current meta, and there's just some bases I feel like the air defenses are too far apart, but then I'm not sure how to attack with ground really. So would you recommend a army or?
Yeah, it just depends on the base. I know sometimes y'all face just kind of regular ring type bases and clans like that. There are good ground armies for like a ring type base or like a internet base that you could do. Some internet bases are really good to use, like a Bowler Witch attack, and even anti-3 bases you can use Bowler Witch. It just depends on the layout. I've seen some people who do hogs. I don't know. We'll have to. Hogs can be very tricky. It just depends how kind of the base. I mean, they're very hard to use. I think they're a little harder to use than air, just because they're not as powerful. Personally, I think that. I know I've seen YouTube videos where people 3-star quite often using hogs, but I still would prefer air over hogs, even after this kind of loon nerf that they came out with. I don't know. It's kind of it's a hard question because it depends on the base. Depends on it really depends. Yeah, it depends on the base. So yeah, what if in your clan? What have you, or even yourself? I mean, you did kind of you did a mixed ground attack on yours. I mean, that's kind of what you see ground a lot, like GoBoLo or something. Now you can see GoBoHos, but again, they can be tricky. It just depends. Like some bases give up a lot of wizard towers or archer towers, and on that base you could use a GoBoHo and on the back end hog it because there's just cannons and some air defenses on the other side. So I have seen it like that as well. So yeah, I don't know. That's my long-winded me is that it just depends, honestly.
Because I think in our clan right now, the Town Hall 10 hits are really air. That's all I'm seeing, really. It's a shame there's no variety, but I guess air is the current meta for now.
Yeah, and I don't know how, and certainly with this new update, they didn't try to change it. I mean, I guess they attempted with the loon nerf, as they say, but it's not so substantial where you can't not use loons. I don't think. I mean, I think most people are still using loons, but we might. It's still too early. I mean, we might. People are going to start to play with the troops more and see if hogs are going to be good or some other troop in the game. So
exactly.
Well, cool. Did you have anything else you want to say, or because he hails from? Actually, yeah. Tell us where you're from. Tell us where you're from.
I'm from Canada, in Montreal.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, we've had an Australian on. We've had an Italian on. I think now you make. Of course, we've had Americans on, but no one from Montreal yet. So very cool. Do you like it? Is Montreal, should we come visit?
It depends. If you like the cold minus 30 degree weather, then sure, why not? But if you don't like the cold, then I would probably stay in America or your nice warm climate country.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's good advice, That's good advice for someone who's maybe never been to Canada. Well, cool, Black Thunder. I really appreciate you coming on the channel and sharing with us and being brave and showing us your fails, even though they were good fails, in my opinion.
Well, you can learn from fail.
Exactly. Well, cool. I really appreciate it, and we'll come back and record your next 3-star attacks and have you back on.
That sounds perfect.
Cool. Take care, man.
You too. Thank you. I'm just glad you showed the fails because so many people just show their best, like 3-star attacks. Probably 1 in 10 attacks are a 3-star, and that's all they show. Then it just gets people just think in their mind they can always do these. They see it, so they're just like, okay, if he does it first try, I can do it. But they don't understand how hard it is.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've failed so many times. It's just, and it's a little like you slowly get better. That's the thing. But it just takes time, and I think people just don't feel like learning new armies or learning how. I mean, you can't just See, loons, most people are just spamming loons, just hoping and praying they'll path where they need to, and it just doesn't work out that way.
It works for farming, but
Yeah,
not for...
Exactly. You're totally right.